Evil Squid Comics Podcast. We are part of the Collector's Maze Network.
Don.
Scott.
Andrew.
Black Hammer, Spiral City. I am going to mention who the writer is on this one, just because it is a writer I tend to like. So Jeff Lemire. And I mentioned that a lot because of the fact that this story is basically talking about, Spiral City and how there's this part of the city where all like the superheroes and other vagrants and other things are staying because the people in general have like kind of are kaput with superheroes and they don't want them, and so everybody goes to this other portion of the city. And there is a lot of kind of words in it, and there's not a lot of action, but somehow for me I felt like Lemire somehow strangely kept it engaging, with his focus on just a couple of characters and how this whole scenario going on within the city is affecting them.
I find the bug guy kind of annoying.
So
maybe that hurts for me.
It could hurt it. I don't know that I spent a lot of time with the Bugman though. In general, I mean, he's kind of got a bit of a one note. I felt like,
sure.
And he keeps. I felt like he was like just somebody that's there to keep the everyday person understanding, just as lost as he is in some way, and kind of seeing some things there to go, oh, okay, here's how that. Now there is one part where he's going to what the police department or something and trying to give his theories and stuff, and that was a little probably on the annoying side because it probably lasted a little longer than it needed to be. But overall, I just felt like a lot of stuff that was happening with him was his view with some of these other characters that were actually involved into it. One of the main characters being the guy who's like made out of rock or something like this, trying to provide for his family. And then you've got the fire girl
who's a pop star,
that has a bit of a secret, but also seems to have her own personal issues that have caused, either, she's got fire powers and she's literally pretty fiery anyway, has a fiery temperament, and, because of that, certain things happen where people are scared of her, and probably rightfully so. But I thought for the most part, and it builds up to a certain point where, it felt like almost like a Astro City or something to me.
Yeah.
Where it's like this little bit of a one shot of these couple of characters and how the politics of the city were affecting them. And like I said, I thought, while I wouldn't say it's the best of the Black Hammer stories and definitely not the best thing from Lemire, just him writing and what is quite possibly a poor or even average, scenario elevates it to a point where I felt it was still fairly engaging.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I'm out with Black Hammer, actually.
Are you?
I mean, I was kind of hanging on by a thread anyway, and so this kind of was like, this isn't really what I wanted or thought Black Hammer was going to be. So.
I can see that. I just feel like overall it took something that I think could be a huge failure from a story and somehow made it a success, just showing the power of a writer.
I also don't care for the art that much. It's not really, it's a different style, which isn't always bad, but it just didn't grab me or appeal to me much.
Okay.
And like I said, maybe I just had a bad mood. Maybe I was just in a bad mood. But yeah, it just didn't do much for me. So, cool. But I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I liked it much better than some of the other stuff I read.